Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get your hands together. Welcome to the show. Not Nico, but Nicko, Facebook streaming extraordinaire. How are we doing today?
What's up, guys? You hear me okay?
We hear you great. We hear you great. Now, I'm confused now because
I don't know what
I
it
was
is.
watching you guys, so I almost thought about trolling y'all and just not saying which it was, but I have to, make it clear.
well, I even asked for that. I said, you know what? You know what would be great if he came on here and he didn't clarify. Because the thing is, people talk about it, right? So you just kind of let it do its thing. You got some people, it's a potato, tomato, pecan, Nicko. I mean,
it's funny because people have been calling me Nicko since high school, and no one back then, I guess they knew me IRL. They never said Nicko. That was never a thing until I started streaming using the name. So it's kind of funny.
That's crazy.
Now, let me get to why I'm a little bit confused, though. You're a real person. You're not a dog. Like
that was his first thing. I'd be like, "Hey, who are you?" No, please don't start off that way.
I mean, if we went really hard with it, I was like, I don't even know if I can get the dog on there. So I was like, let's just go IRL with it. So,
which you've actually started incorporating into your streams, because when you first started streaming, it was always the dog, and that's how. I mean, let's just be honest. It's brilliant and it's genius because people stop in, like, Rapid Dave hit me up. He goes, dude, you got to check this guy out. I go, what's up? He goes, you just got to go see it. I'm not going to tell you, just get in there and go see it. And I pull it up and I'm like, that's a dog.
It definitely brings in the eyes. So that's a good part of it. It doesn't keep people there, but it'll give you eyes, and then you got to keep people there another way.
Yeah. So where did that idea come from?
So the funny story about it is, there's the biggest dog streamer out there is actually on Twitch. He's a variety streamer, and I saw him years ago. This is dating back. I've been streaming almost 4 years now, and this was probably 3 years ago when I was on a laptop in my Xbox in my living room, and I downloaded it, but I couldn't use it because my laptop wasn't good enough. I went to go use it, and it's like stuttering and not working. I just couldn't do it because my internet wasn't good enough. The laptop wasn't good enough. So here I was, I bought this software and I couldn't even use it. So for the next year and a half, I didn't even use it. And then I ended up making my own PC. And then when I was on Twitch, I said, I need something new. So I started mixing in the dog. And I was actually telling my chat this the other day is that the dog was actually called something else. It was called Ralph. So people would visit me like, oh, it's Ralph today. And I'd mix it in once every other week or something like that. And then, with Facebook gaming, I was kind of doing it right at the start of the pandemic with COVID. And I said, I need something different. My wife, I was home. I got laid off from my job because of it. My kids were home from daycare. My wife was home working from home. And I was like, what? The kids might be running around the back room. I'm going to throw the dog on. And I just did it for like 3-4 streams in a row. And then after that, it caught on. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it all the time. And then I kind of built the brand upon it. Long story short.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why I started watching.
Right.
And but that catches you at first, but we were talking about it earlier. It's your personality. You're very positive, upbeat. It's just very infectious. Like you're shouting out everyone who's coming in there, saying hi,
singing.
You're singing. You're very interactive, and that's the one thing that's been awesome, especially as you've grown, right?
Yeah,
you've reached this level to where now you have what's the average you have in your streams now?
Typically it's anywhere from 50 to 70 people, on a slow day, 30, 40, big day, we might hit 100.
And you're just as interactive as you were when you had 10, 15 people in there, which is when I first started watching you. There wasn't a ton, there was 10, 15 people in there, and now you're upwards of 70, and you're just as interactive now as you were then.
It definitely gets harder, but if you really enjoy streaming, you're there for the people. You're not, you know what I mean? Gaming is one thing, stream is another. You guys know that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
well, the charity events, they definitely bring the people in. People love the charity streams and whatnot. You do a lot of charity work and raising money for different charities. So that'll put butts in their eyeballs, as you say, in the stream.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we go any further, I did I did. You know, I brought a beer.
Okay. So what are we drinking?
I'm sorry. I know you might pick on me. It's nothing crazy.
Hey,
We
but
don't
hey,
do that here.
I came prepared.
No beer
little bit.
snobs here. If I'm just drinking just the drink and it's just I don't want to knock back a bunch of crap beers. I just want to have a few beers and not get all buzzed up and loopy. Coors Light is like my beer to go. Like that's
My favorite beer is a black and tan.
Ooh,
oh yes.
But I am actually allergic. So when I drink, I can only have like one, maybe two, and I gotta sip it slowly, or else this man turns from yellow to red and burning up, and I'm itchy and scratching and hot. And yeah, so but I like the darker beer and black and tan and stuff like that.
You mentioned that on one of your streams too, because you were like, "Hey, I'm going to have a Corona," and you're like, "But I can only have one." You were taking your time with it and whatnot. But yeah, we're the same way. It's like he's drinking Coors Light, I drink Miller Lite. We can't sit there and drink these crazy beers throughout the day. I mean, the pounds are already on us. You know what I mean? They're starting to stick.
I tell people all the time, it's lucky that I can't drink because I love the taste of beer, light, dark, no matter what. IPAs, whatever you have you, and but I've saved a lot of money, and I'd be bigger if I did drink. So
let me tell you, the amount of money I spend on beer, it's absurd.
I don't even care about that. I hate that. It just sticks.
It sits there with you, right?
We put on so much weight.
Thursday mornings are always a little bit rough.
That's all right. You live once, boys.
That's right.
We're trying to make it as long as we can, I suppose, but this isn't helping.
So you really started hammering the streaming when the pandemic started. You were streaming before, and you mentioned you were actually streaming on Twitch.
Yep.
Why'd you make the change from Twitch over to Facebook?
Okay.
What led to that?
So I started out on Twitch. I actually started with Fortnite. My background is, I started with the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all that jazz. Right. And I had been playing Destiny for a long time. Loved Destiny, playing story mode and PvE, doing raids and strikes and stuff like that. And I had 2 Xbox friends at the time that said, "You got to try out Fortnite." I looked at it, and like, I'm in the gaming space. I'm an older person at 34 years old. I said, that looks like a kid's game. Looks stupid. But then, it's free. Okay, download the damn thing, play it, get that first victory royale. I'm hooked. And the way I am, I've never been someone to play a lot of games and go back and forth. I dive into one game and I just want to tackle it and get as good as I can. So that's where I started playing the game, and then you want to get better. So what do you start watching? You start watching Ninja. You start watching Myth back in those days. And then I'm like, wow, this streaming thing looks kind of cool. I didn't know nothing about it. And it's funny, I joke with my wife all the time back and then, as I used to make fun of people that were PC gamers and computer gamers. I said, if I ever become someone that's making a computer or playing on my computer, I've lost my mind. Because I've always said, I'm going to be on my console with my controller and all that. And here I am 4 years later. I am that nerd now. So... But that's how I got started on Twitch. I literally did it. I was sitting in a recliner in my living room on a laptop on a 42-inch TV. Didn't know what I was doing. I still have pictures of the background. It was terrible. But eventually, we all know Discord. I got into some Discord streamer communities, learned how to build my own computer from Google and YouTube. Did that myself. I actually streamed myself doing that. And the cool thing about that is I actually had a couple people catch me doing wrong things. I actually installed one of my fans backwards. They're like, I'm pretty sure you put that in backwards. So, I didn't know it, but hey, first try ever. It took me only 5-6 hours. So not too bad. So, basically, I had months where I had 0 to 3 viewers, you know what I mean? My viewer was myself or my wife or my mom's account on my phone to get affiliate. You know what I mean? And then, and then you grow from there. You know what I mean? You grow with your friend group. And what I tell a lot of new people is you got to figure out why do you want to stream? Because I think everyone thinks streaming is cool, but are you going to stream for fun? Are you just doing it to hang out with friends? Are you doing it for a little extra money? Do you want to get into it seriously for money? And I think that kind of establishes what you're going to do with this space that we call online content creation. And eventually it just grew for me through these streamer communities. I even was able to apply for partner 3 separate times. Unfortunately, denied every time with the good old default. We'd like to review you, blah, blah, blah. And what you guys don't know is actually before I came to Facebook Gaming, I was on another smaller platform. At the time, it was called Sliver. Now it's called Theta, and they actually paid in cryptocurrency. And I
Oh,
was there for about 6 months, and it was actually like a totally different system. And they had a huge relationship with G Fuel. Every week, us as streamers, if you were an affiliate, and I'm not sure if they still do this because I haven't been with them in a couple years, but you would actually get a care package, if you will, a free G Fuel, different items that you could actually give away in stream to entice people to, I guess, donate or spend time with you. And actually, the viewers could actually earn what they call T Fuel. If we're talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. There's actually an actual thing out there called T Fuel that was a cryptocurrency and how we got paid, and we could actually take that and transfer it. Now, how you guys first started out with me, like, how did you go from Twitch to Facebook gaming? I actually had a Fortnite friend at the time who started Facebook. And when I first looked at it, I didn't understand it. Number one, as someone coming from Twitch, as you guys probably know, I used to absolutely hate that it was your real name and not a gamer and not like a tag. That is like the biggest change because it's weird. You know what I mean? Usually you just pick a name. And then I gave it a shot in January of 2020, and just I did it along with Twitch. I did it a couple times a week along with Twitch and just mixed it in because at the time I was streaming maybe, I don't know, 4 times a week, 4 to 5 hours at a time. And it's weird now because I used to stream like 10 o'clock at night to like 1, 2 in the morning, and that's never what I do nowadays. But
right.
yeah, it for me, I'll say, I'd like to say I have a quality stream. I like to say I'm a good person and I bring content, but I'll be honest with you. I think some of it is a little bit of luck and timing. You know what I mean? I got March right with people being out with COVID. Everyone's home looking for something to do. At the time, Facebook gaming wasn't nearly as big. And actually, there's this fun stat for you. Back then in the spring of 2020, I think it was that Facebook gaming had somewhere around 250,000 unique streaming channels. And now that number is 5 or 6 times like
Oh wow.
from that time.
Yeah.
So that's
so
how we are
crazy.
there.
Oops, sorry, slamming that thing down in there. that's one thing I don't like either, and that's one of the things that when I'm talking about usernames and your personal name, I've definitely got away from using my personal name in people's streams. I'm like, they don't need to know who I am. Actually, I'm like,
Yeah,
I like Twitch for that, but Facebook it's built in to the Facebook app, which makes it, I think even more like everyone's getting involved. If you my grandmother used to come and watch me play, and now she's
Right.
like, where'd you go? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's kind of it's definitely takes a lot to get used to. And just the Facebook platform overall was just, when I first looked at it, it was like, this is awful. I got to be honest. I was like, this is awful. But, I think every platform has its pros and cons. Really, they do.
Yeah. I think they when they took over Mixer, I think they overshot and they didn't have everything together, and they had some lagging, some other issues. But now it's like, when I watch your stream, it's crystal clear. I mean, Francis, you had any issues when you watch it? None at all, right? Yeah, it's just crystal clear, 1080p, looking just great.
Yeah.
Dog sitting there singing Backstreet Boys and stuff.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right?
I'm the 6th member. I tell everybody that I'm the 6th member.
And I think it does help a lot that you're already, you're into your 30s and things like that. So the stuff that you sing and reference and whatever. For me, I'm 40. What am I, 41 now?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm 41.
You don't even know.
Whatever your age is. That's what
I'm a man.
And so
41.
It definitely it brings back memories. You have these alerts and whatnot that you have going on, and so like it's different than watching some younger kid play. Because I don't have no idea what he's saying. You know what I mean? I don't understand the slang.
He's making up words.
Yeah, I'm like, that ain't a word.
He's like, eat, skirt, skirt. And I'm like, what?
Well, that's the joke that, when we get to a sweaty fight in Fortnite, I'd be like, I just make fun of, not against anybody that's vaping, but, I just like 90s vape, 90s vape, 90s. It's just like, oh my gosh.
That's what I always start off with everything. I don't mean to offend anybody with this. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
So we got several shots out here. So apparently I'm a Barbie Girl is your favorite song.
Oh, gosh.
And then Amy said,
that's awesome,
to ask you about your Barbie Girl debut.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how that got started. I don't even know how that got. It probably was just one of those random days where I'm like, I'll just sing something stupid and I don't know. And it just hooked. It just hooked. I'm like, what's this dog guy doing singing Barbie Girl? And I just customize it and sing it to people. It's just
It's crazy with the camera in front of you. And it's gonna stick, right? Whoever's watching, if you say something that's just a little bit off or whatever, they will dogpile you for sure.
Yeah.
That's at least that's how it is with our friends and whatnot. They just jump all over you.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you got, you always have the same stuff going on. You miscue something or you start singing something that you'll never live it down.
Mm-hmm.
So with the streaming and stuff like that, did you find once you started doing the streaming as the dog, did that make it kind of a little bit easier for you because it's people aren't necessarily seeing
me?
You?
Almost in like the way of like not having a camera, in a way. It did in a way, I don't want to say it lets you be someone you're not, because I think I kind of act the same way either way if I'm putting myself on the screen. But I guess in retrospect, yeah, you can kind of reinvent yourself if you really wanted to.
But, I mean, it's almost like a mask, right? Like it's, they don't see your face and they're getting a filter, but you're still having fun. You're acting as someone else. I think you nailed it right there.
You're playing a bit, you're playing a character, you're putting on a show, which for me, that's what it is. And I feel like it's got to be a little bit easier if you're not.
And definitely for me in the Fortnite space, like I've been around the game for so long, I know what it takes and how many hours those kids put in that are really, really good. I know realistically I can never be that. And that's why it's all about content and entertainment for me. Can I be above average, but be something that people click on, the dog, and then have some other stuff in there mixed in why people stay? The giveaways, the rapping, the silly songs, we do the educational classes. My mods are really helpful. Once a month we do that for beginners that want to learn how to play better. We do all these little things because I know I can't sit there and play competitive Fortnite and like keep my sanity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, you're no slouch.
I'm sitting here and he's like, I'm an above average player. And I'm just like,
yeah. I don't even think we're average players at this point.
I'm very, very below average.
Well, I say like on a 10 to scale, if 5 is average, I'm like a 6 or a 7. And then these pros that are like 8, 9, 10, I can't even touch them. So like,
but there's got to be a lot less pros than there are like slouches.
Yes.
So maybe you're a little bit higher on that.
I would definitely say you're not above average. You're above average.
Yeah, let's give it a B plus or something.
All right. I take a B plus. That's solid.
Let's throw that out there. You're definitely a sweat. Okay.
Yeah.
I would expect you to be out there rocking a soccer skin, just owning noobs, dancing on top of us. But you're not that guy, right? You're a little toxic. You're more humble.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'll dance on him. Oh yeah, a little donkey laugh.
Oh, he does.
I mean, every thing is,
I'm older, so when I kill somebody, I donkey laugh on them. But then they kill me, I'd be like, "So I'm old. You killed me, whatever."
Yeah, you should have killed me. I'm just an average player, okay, bro.
Yeah. As as a streamer, you gotta have a scapegoating excuse of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, it's always. They're using aimbot, right?
Yeah. These guys are cheaters. Hold on real quick. We're going to go to just chatting while I report this person.
So you say you're an above average streamer, but you've started a team, a gaming team, Pulsate. So let's talk about Pulsate. Why did you start it? What are you looking for with it? Because you're doing your competitive streamers, but then you also have your content creators.
So I always wanted to get into the team realm of things, even when I was on Twitch, because I was involved in these different streamer communities. And I thought to myself, how cool would it be to do something with that with Fortnite? But I never did it because I was working full time. And I didn't understand the space enough. And, this isn't to be rude to anybody else, but I think a lot of people just make teams to make teams. They don't know what to do with it. They just get a name and like, hey, you want to join my team? And I didn't want to be that. I wanted to have a goal in mind. You know what I mean? So my thought behind it is, all right, number one, I play Fortnite, so it has to be Fortnite related. Number two, what is something that means a lot to me? And at the time, I have 2 sons, one's 3, one's 5, and my 3-year-old, he was born a month early. He had a lot of medical issues, and we're still just getting out of therapies now at this age. And so we had, for 2 weeks, we stayed at a Ronald McDonald house next to the hospital.
Okay.
And through that, we, now we still donate to them and whenever we can. And I said, you know what? Charity makes sense. Let's find Fortnite creators, no matter the platform. Obviously, Facebook was the first thought that, not only are they Fortnite players, I don't care how good or bad they are. I just want it. I didn't want it just to be anybody. I want it to be people that have quality and bring content, have good production, and have built something. And then, the content creators can involve different charities, and they can pick whatever charity they want. They're not required to do it. It's just like a big recommendation of it. And then we also want to sprinkle in a little bit of the competitive side. And that's why we have some players that are really good and they're more into just the actual like competitive side of things.
One of his Ronald McDonald streams was like fantastic. You know what I mean? You couldn't get away from it. And he's sitting there telling you the story, as you're like, all right, let me just make this check out real quick. I got to get this thing out. I got to get this money out of my bank account as quick as I can.
It's crazy because like growing up, I always heard about the Ronald McDonald House, but I never knew anything.
I never knew what it was.
Right.
I never knew what it was till you needed it.
Yeah. And then when I got older, I never needed it. But I have a daughter who's dealt with type 1 diabetes and has spent some time in the hospital and things like that. And through doing that, I kind of learned about that and learned what the Ronald McDonald House is and how they're providing housing for these families right there next to the hospital so that they're able to be there for them. And not just housing.
It saved us a ton of money.
Stuff. Yeah.
It saved us hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. And to be able to hang out in the hospital and then go back there, it was like a quarter of a mile away, and have a hot meal, have a decent bed, and have whatever you need, is just speaks volumes, basically.
I mean, it really is amazing. You've done Cook's Children's. We've gone to Children's Hospital as well. It just, you don't know what's there till you need it, right? Like, just like you said. And we've done charities for these and for this and that. And, a lot of it is, Children's Hospital and food banks and things here in the DFW area. But like you said, until you realize you need it. But when you give back, I think it feels like even more just powerful. And so, you do these streams and whatever, just raise money. All you're doing is playing games. You're playing games, raising money, like substantial money for these great.
Yeah, our Pulsate altogether in 2021, if you don't even count my Ronald McDonald thing at the end of 2020, has made over $7,500 between Killer Clowns, Chuck, Travert, Shelby. I feel like I'm missing one in there, but yeah, we've done Ronald McDonald. We have done St. Jude's. Chuck did Morris Animal Foundation. Obviously, we just did Make-A-Wish. We did suicide prevention. So there's just a ton in there, and it's kind of cool to see. And, that's why, when I was doing this full time and I finally said, let me give it a go. And when I first announced that I was doing the team, it was hard and it was a challenge. It's still a challenge to me. I'm still learning a lot on the way, to be honest with you. And recruitment is very hard because here we go back to the thing is I didn't want to just start a team and say, hey, do you want to join type thing? It's really weaving through and filtering through, finding what actually fits you. And, it's been hard because when I first announced it, it was hard to tell my community because I didn't just want community members like, oh, I like Fortnite. I like Nicko. I want to join. I didn't want to upset anybody, but it was like a separate thing from what I do on the actual Nicko stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
right. You have to be selective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know the other person's maybe agenda or something like that. You don't really there is a selection process for everything. And it's good that you do. You don't want those people that just, hey, come on in. We'll get everybody in here type thing. You want to make sure that you have the right people, the right puzzle pieces for something like this.
And even like some people don't even know this. And but some of these competitive kids and stuff like that, like I take money out of my own pocket and throw them a little money at the beginning and be like, hey, here's a little token appreciation for being a part of this. And I know a lot of other teams don't do that, but that's just me. In the back of my mind, I want to give something to people for representing me and representing the team and the brand. And I try to do that the best that I can. I can't, obviously throw out hundreds and hundreds of dollars to everybody or else, I won't pay my own bills, but try to like just separate it by doing these events, by doing the charity, by finding good quality production people. And again, if you guys are listening and you're a Fortnite content creator on any platform and you got what it takes, get in touch.
Yeah, definitely check them out. And something you want to commit to, not just some half, I'll do it. You know what I mean? You don't want to do
sure.
Yeah. And actually, I've had that a couple times. I've had a couple young kids that are really great at the game, and then you get talking to them, and as an older person, you're just like, this ain't gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you guys know.
Absolutely.
It's finding that right person for it that has the same. They want the same thing out of it that you do. Your thoughts are aligned. Your
same passion, same goal.
Your same goals are aligned. Things like that. And I think you found some great people.
Mhm.
A couple people that I know. Killa, which we've had on the show before.
Yep.
Lady Liz, someone that I followed for just about as long as I followed him. Those are two great streamers that we know that you've brought on that we love. So what's your goal with Pulsate? Like, what are you looking to do? Where do you see this going in the next few years? What are you looking at?
I was going to say,
I hope to keep growing it. I will say, first and foremost, I would say my stream comes first and the team stuff is secondary. It is harder as a parent and a husband to juggle all this, because obviously at the end of the day, I gotta, like I just said, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta pay my mortgage, all that stuff, put food on the table, and so I'm not always able to give as much time into Pulsate as I would like. But honestly, when I try to compare, first and foremost, what other teams are doing in the Fortnite space on Facebook, I think we're doing a really, really, really good job. And I think we're, progressing in the right direction. Never in a way did I see us like skyrocketing as wicked fast, but just basically finding more content creators that respect our values, want to do the same thing, maybe find more content, putting on more events, whether that be tournaments or more charities as we go, and just hopefully finding people that fit correctly.
Awesome. So let's move away from gaming.
Well, I wanted to ask you
you got another question?
Well, because he's close to our age, I want to know what his favorite game was and what's your starting system.
Okay, so I started out on the original Nintendo.
Okay.
Playing regular Mario, and then the game that I played the most was Super Nintendo Mario Kart. Fell in love with it. So I started out original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then after that, was it PlayStation 2?
I think Chaos is trolling you a little bit. Could Nicko talk with his hands tied down? Listen, some people talk with their hands up, bro, and that's just how it goes.
Listen here, woman. She gives me shit all the time.
I'm right there with you.
Well, Alan's Italian, so he's got a lot of hand movements going there.
It's just one in the same.
But yeah, Nintendo 64. Ooh. And actually, I had the most underrated system of all time. People are gonna hate me for this. Sega Dreamcast. Sorry, one of the most underrated systems out there. It was actually pretty dang good back in the day. Man. But Nintendo 64 and then PS2. Never played PS3 though. That's when I converted over to Xbox 360, Xbox One to PC. As far as games go, Mario Kart, NBA, Madden. That I was all into the sports back then. Donkey Kong. And then we filtered into, when we got to the Xbox days, it was Modern Warfare 2.
Oh,
loved it. I loved it. The first Call of Duty I ever played was before that. Was it World at War with the tanks and stuff? I think it was. It had zombies, right?
Francis is over there talking like he's got his mic
on. The first Call of Duty I played was like World War II, like crazy stuff going on. Like I was going to bed with like PTSD. I had problems. Like I was like,
I got hooked. I think it's World at War I played first and got hooked to zombies. And I used to play hours and hours and hours of zombies. And then we got into the regular Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. That's when I first got into competitive stuff. Is we used to play game battles. We used to do 3v3 hardcore search and destroy back in the day.
Oh, nice.
It would get on your computer, set up a 3v3 and play it and try to go through brackets. After that is when I basically started playing Destiny and doing that. I did that for 2 years.
Okay.
And then until Fortnite.
So I hear you say you're a big Xbox guy. And I never heard that word that you always hear with Xbox people.
That Halo.
I didn't hear Halo in there.
Actually, I did play Halo. And it's funny that you said that because I was telling people I haven't played Xbox. I haven't played Halo since the Xbox 360 days. And I remember I graduated in 05, and I remember in like 04 and 05 going over to friends' houses, putting all the TVs together,
LAN
everyone
parties?
playing. Yeah, that was a hell of a time. That was so fun. You know, getting 4 to 8 people together and just doing that. Yeah.
And which one was it? Was it Halo 2 that was the first one that went online for Xbox Live, or was it
I
Halo
don't
3?
remember. I just remember like roaming around with the sword and the little needler and all. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So did you get involved in the online with the Halo? I
Not
know
much.
I was a huge with that because when that came out, I'd actually moved from where I was and moved to a small town where I didn't know a lot of people.
Mhm.
So my way to stay in contact with all my friends here was we played Halo online, and with that, it was always you played the game, and at the end of it, the game was fine, but then you went into the lobby
Yeah.
where you were able to talk to the other team.
Ah.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
it's
that was like the cusp for me. I didn't really get involved with multiplayer as far as online gaming until after Halo, and then I started up basically with Call of Duty.
okay.
Yeah.
And now you're strictly Fortnite on your streams.
Mhm.
Is there anything you play offline? Or
Zero.
is it just so
Zero.
you're just straight?
I did
Fortnite
play
player.
right before Facebook gaming. I did play a little bit of Valorant. I did play Warzone. I joke with people all the time because everyone's like, "Nico, try Warzone." I actually was pretty decent at Warzone for the first like month it was out. I was in a tournament of 33 teams, trios, and my team finished third. And I think it was like some type of kill race over 2 or 3 hours, and that's pretty dang good. But I always for me, you know, to some people, I might be a bigger streamer, but I'm not someone pulling in, 500 viewers, 1,000 viewers. I think it's easier for those people to switch games. You know what I mean? But when you're someone anywhere from 5 viewers all the way to 100, it can be hard because people come there for you, but also they connect with you through gaming in that specific game. Switch it up on them is a little bit hard. And I go through pondering through my head all the time. What happens when I start hating Fortnite or Fortnite gets stale? What do I do then? You know what I mean? And that's always in the back of your mind as a content creator because you can't. I know that I say to my wife, I'm like, well, I can't play Fortnite forever, so I don't know what the goal is afterwards. But yeah, I would think I love Valorant, but Valorant is hard to stream because it's only a PC game. So if you get console viewers, they don't know what's going on. So you have to take that into consideration. So if I was to play another game other than Fortnite, it'd probably be Warzone, Halo, or Apex right now. All those seem to be doing well.
And it's just kind of shocking to hear that you don't play anything else offline because a lot of the streamers that I've talked to a lot that just stream the Fortnite, but they're like, hey, when I'm offline, I'm playing this and I'm playing that, so that they get that break from the Fortnite.
He just shuts down
so that they don't
like
when I'm offline, like it's like almost zero gaming. If I'm on my computer, I'm in Discord. I'm going through emails. I'm editing videos. That's enough. That's one thing. If I can stress to anybody, like everyone's on TikTok, on Instagram, if you can do anything, create evergreen content, create YouTube content, learn how to edit, learn how to control your own content. Because when you're in the live space, once it's there and it's done, it's gone. It's gone. Right. Yeah, someone might go back and watch your VOD from that day a little bit, but no one's going to go back and like, what did he do August 2020 of 2021? You know what I mean? But on a YouTube, they can go back and see the different titles. Oh, this highlight video. Oh, this certain thing that went on. And I'm kind of doing that myself because I wasn't doing that all the time. And I've been over the past couple months trying harder and harder to do YouTube content.
Have you dabbled in the TikTok yet?
I have this weird thing with TikTok. I don't still think about TikTok. I don't have TikTok personally, and I'm probably doing myself a disservice not doing it. I don't do TikTok and I don't do Instagram for my gaming page. And I know that I really should be. It's almost like I'm being stubborn because I remember when people started using TikTok, I said to myself, I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. And then I just see myself, I'm like, I should do it. I really should do it. But I don't know. I keep holding strong.
It took me so long to weed through
honestly.
all the stupid videos and because they ask you, you can hit like I'm not interested. And like I had to weed through every single of these dumb dancing videos and this and that to get where I actually want to be.
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
waste so much time just on YouTube and Twitter and stuff. And
I think YouTube's good. I think that's a good way to go, especially doing highlight videos and things like that.
Mhm.
It's very much alive and strong. And
as
people
far as
wanna see
Facebook goes, Facebook people make Discord. Make a Discord.
those.
Do it. Do it. Don't trust Facebook notifications.
Yeah.
Don't.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Discord's so much fun. We have the same thing for our viewers or whatever. If they're like either a Patreon or a Twitch subscriber, they get access to our Discord, and our Discord is just crazy, right? It just blows up all the crazy beers that we're having, the excess to the beers that we're about to have. And yeah, you're right. It's so much. There's so much to be had there, right?
I think I got a notification today on Facebook about a video you posted like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
Rapid
weird.
Day just went live. Oh, he did?
Yeah, I haven't been live in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah. You're
One
right.
thing I do worry about with Facebook gaming is what I notice is I think less and less young people are using the Facebook platform.
Oh, yeah.
When I talk to some of these other people, I'm like, hey, make sure to follow us on Facebook. And they're like, I don't have Facebook. So I'm like, oh, okay. So that kind of worries me when I talk to kids like that. It worries about the long-term future of Facebook, but we'll see now that we're Meta. So
Yeah,
I mean that they had to rebrand because you're absolutely right. Like when you've talked to anybody under the age of like 25 or maybe even 21, they don't even know, like they're not on Facebook.
well, it's because their parents are on Facebook now. It's not cool to be watched by the parents. I get it. I get it. I'm 34 years old, and I just accepted my mom as a friend on Facebook within the last year, and I'm 34, so I know how they feel. You know
Never
what I
in
mean?
my life.
So,
Never in my life.
You won't do it, Dave? You won't do it?
I'm friends with his mom on Facebook.
Yeah, he's friends with my mom. I block her. I ain't friends with her.
It's such a hard spot, technology and older people. It really is, man. I don't have the patience.
Oh,
I don't have the patience.
All right, so we've got a couple other questions for you.
Okay.
One, we asked this of everybody. Pie or cake?
Number one, I'm not a big dessert person. My wife is the sweet tooth of the family. But man, I almost want to say cheesecake, but it's almost like a pie. You know what I mean? It's almost like a pie. But
we've had so many discussions.
You
about
can
that.
have you?
It's independent. It's fine.
All right. So if I'm talking about pie, I love pumpkin pie with whipped cream. That's what I'm going to have tomorrow for Thanksgiving, without a doubt. My mom also makes this whipped cream like cheesecake type thing. But have you guys ever heard of better than sex cake? Have you ever heard of it?
Yes.
If you've never had it, you gotta Google it. You gotta YouTube it. Yeah. Delicious.
That sounds like something coming out of
kind of odd that my mom makes it.
She's whipping up stuff
kind
good
of weird,
there, son.
But yes, better than sex cake. I don't even know how to. It's basically like a. I can't even tell you what the crust is, but it's
tag
like
her in the comments.
I'll
go check her out.
It's like a chocolate fudge with whipped cream and sprinkles. But oh my god, it's delicious.
But then again, you eat that and you're like, better than sex, and your mom's making. You just kind of look over at your dad. You're like,
well, people. The joke always is, oh, what is this? It's better than sex cake. No, it ain't. You know,
it depends. Everything's subjective, right?
Yeah.
And we got Billy Joe in here, and he forces us to ask everybody about this.
He does.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Bubba Hotep?
Never even heard of it.
There we go.
Okay,
perfect.
So, do you know who Bruce Campbell is?
No, I do not.
Okay. Have you heard of the Evil Dead movies?
Yes.
Okay, so he's a guy that's in that.
He's got that chainsaw on his arm, right, or something like that.
The boomstick. Yeah, he's got the chainsaw.
If you saw his face, you'd probably know who he is. Yeah.
He's been in all of he was in all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, the ones with Tobey Maguire in them.
Right.
What's his name?
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I think he's the doorman at the theater for one. I think it's Spider-Man 2 or something.
Yeah,
like
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, he does cameos, but
okay, yeah, I know who that is. All right.
Yeah. But it's starring him, and essentially here, let me give you the plot of it. So he plays Elvis, who's in a retirement home. But he's not known as Elvis because when he was younger, he switched places with this guy like Travis something or another because he wanted to be normal. And his best friend in the retirement home he's an African-American man who's actually says he's JFK. They dyed his skin so no one knew who he was. And where he got shot, he has a bag of sand. And they're fighting.
Well, we hope that's crazy. That's all you need to know.
Mummies that suck your soul out of your butt.
Oh God.
Okay. Where are we going with this?
It's the wildest movie ever, man. No, we're done. This is it.
That's the movie right there.
Oh
but
God. Yeah.
you get a chance to check it out. And then the last question I got for you, with this being we're holiday season, right?
Mhm.
We're getting into the holiday season. After Thanksgiving, it's okay to talk about Christmas and things like that. But how many elves could you take in a fight? You versus elves.
How tall are these elves?
They're elves. They're what, like 3 foot tall?
They're 3 foot tall.
Right?
We've been
So they're Chucky size.
Chucky's. Yeah, they're
but thinner.
How many Chucky's could?
Do they have any weapons?
No
weapons.
Okay.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
You versus elves.
Well, I'm Asian, so I was born a black belt. I'm gonna say
Okay.
5.
I'm so sorry for these questions. I really am towards the end.
I like it, man. I like these curveballs. Yeah.
We have a lot of
I'm gonna say 5.
5? That's it?
Yeah.
oh,
Man.
born a black belt, but only can take out 5. All right.
Because I'm thinking I could take 10.
I'm just I mean, I'm straight up just taking everything.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just throwing haymakers.
Snap
Oh, yeah.
kicks, everything. I'm just taking them
And
out.
that's a low ball estimate. I think I could take more.
So we got 5.
Like they're all coming at you at once, though.
They're all bum rushing you. Yeah.
10, man. I don't know. All right.
I'm swinging windmills till taking any of those moves.
Yeah. So let me. I got one. I got one last one.
Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go.
So this is a either or. You got to pick one.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Would you rather find
Brunettes.
$10 cash on the ground? Okay. You get $10 cash. You find that, or your local WNBA team wins the championship.
Well, I don't live anywhere near WNBA.
Where are you at?
I'm upstate New York, nowhere near the city.
So there's a WNBA team in New York.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm taking the 10. I can't watch. I don't. You know what I mean? I can't watch. Like, don't take this like sexist or anything. I can't watch women's basketball on TV. I can watch it IRL. Like I like growing up, I used to love watching high school girls basketball, like actually being there watching it. Can't watch it on TV though. Can't watch it on TV. But I can't watch baseball on TV. Unless it's playoffs, I won't watch it. Too long, too boring to me. Like I love baseball. Baseball was probably my best sport, but watching it for me, no. Can't do it.
Follow-up question. $5 or your local WNBA team winning a championship.
Where did you come up with this?
No, we're crazy. We interview. I'm telling you, dude. We interview
like
artists.
The New York WNBA team winning does nothing for me, so I'm taking the 5 still.
Give me that 5, Steve, bro.
You pick up a penny or the WNBA team.
The WNBA.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
There's the line. We found the line.
Will you come on with it? Oh my God.
These are questions people want to know.
I know.
All right. Nicko, tell us where everybody can find you. Where's everywhere they can find you?
Onlyfans.com. I mean, FB.
Hey, we have an OnlyFans page.
It's for socks.
We show sock pictures.
We're live 5 to 6 times a week, though. fb.gg/Nicko Games. Also find me on Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff, guys. Appreciate you having me. This was actually fun, guys. I had a good time with this.
Thank you so much. When we found out we were going to have you on, we were super excited. And after we're done, it's been a blast. The pleasure's all on this side of the table. Guys, go check out Nicko. It's not Nico. If you say Nico, because I've seen it in the comments. Everyone's typing there Kneo. Stop. You're wrong. Okay? We heard it from the man himself. It's Nicko.
Nicko.
Pay the man the respect that he's due. It's Nicko. That. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
On this side of the table.
Happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much.
Well, I'm going to fail at that.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Take a good siesta then. Take a good siesta.
Oh, I'll definitely do that, brother. Hey, have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Cheers. Thank you. Hit the applause. Oh, my God.